now in third, so they have all locked their way into the A main tomorrow. And Carlos, Terry, and Cole get ready to run on the Soapy go-kart track back behind us. We'll see where you start tomorrow after that exhibition race finishes up tomorrow afternoon. How was the view from up here? Would you rather be up here watching through the window or down on the track watching that? Being a part of that, I guess I should say.
It's a lot more relaxing being up here. It was a good race. Honestly, when they got to that lap car, I think the green 12 car, I was thinking it held Terry up for a second there, and I was thinking, man, if I was Carlos, I'd go to the top and take his line now. And he stuck to the bottom. It worked out for him.
Feature number 2, the bad man, Shad Batter out of Bates City, Missouri. The 73B will be on the pole with Ben Nading on his outside. Brandon Gibbons and Ryan Middall back in row number 2. Brian Williams was not here the first 2 nights, trying to earn his way in with only 1 race under his belt. He starts inside row 3. Gabe Hodges on his outside in the 7G. Jeff Cutshaw, 4-time track champion here at Lucas Oil Speedway, starts inside row 4. And Kenton Allen running for Rookie of the Year in the modified division. He will start in 8th. Jason Persley and Sam Osman back in row number 5. Casey Fowler and Tyler Grooms will start 11th and 12th, with John Briggs, also a driver, in for the first time tonight. He will start in 13th, with Ben Stockton starting outside row 7. Tanner Cade, the Midwest Mod driver, first time he has driven a modified this weekend, out of Hermitage, will start in 15th. Jory Stotts in 16th, and the Iceman, Alex Williamson from Rushford, Minnesota, in the 15W, will start in 17th.
Keep an eye on the 15W. He might work his way up through here.
That one going to be your pick?
I don't know if I'd say he's my pick. I mean, he's got a lot of cars to pass, but he'll definitely...
He'll get the hard charger. We'll put it that way.
He'll get the hard charger, I think. He'll get up in there. I think he had a brake caliper break in his heat race, so...
He will start back in 17th, and Shad Batter on the pole. The driver out of Bates City, Missouri, still looking for his first win of the year. Finished second in his first race at Lucas Oil Speedway back in 2021. And he will lead the pack to turns 1 and 2, stacked up 3 wide, and then jumbled up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cars all get involved over in turns 1 and 2. So the salvage yard of modifieds parked on the start of this, as Brian Williams was the first car involved in that. Stockton involved in Wallace the 33. You got Osman in the 88, Tanner Cade in the 19. So most of those cars were towards the back of the pack, all trying to get on the binders to keep from getting heavy damage with the incident in turns 1 and 2. Didn't look like anybody really got too involved in that on the FK Rod Ends instant replay. Peek at Tanner Cade in the 19. Hobby Time Motorsports safety crew here at Lucas Oil Speedway will come out and check out that car. Brian Fields, or Jay Fields, that is his car. Jay, originally from Colorado, moved to Wheatland, changed from a late model driver to a modified. So you've had the opportunity to drive both late models and modifieds this year. Looks as though a lot of your success has come in the United States Modified Touring Series. 4 wins in the series. Does a modified really kind of fit your driving style a little better than a late model? Do you like one of the two over the other? Your opinion between the two classes?
I really like both cars. They're both super fun to drive. Usually we have a little more fun when we go mod racing because we're a lot more competitive. But the late model stuff is just really tough right now. It's really expensive. It's a hard class to break into, and we're kind of just caught in the middle, trying to get there and trying to race as much as we can and get better. And it's just a tough time right now racing late models. But I love both classes. They're both super fun to race. I think they both put on great races. But definitely kind of born and raised into modifieds. I've raced them for 12 years, first 3 or 4 years with the late model. So it's definitely, I don't know. I love both. They both have my heart, to be honest with you. But I don't know. I don't see myself going one direction or the other for a long time, I guess.
It seems like, especially with the late models, unless you're Ricky Thornton Jr. or you're Jonathan Davenport and good just about every time you're out, you could be leading the pack one night, make just a small little adjustment and be 20th, 21st, 22nd the next night. Seems like late models are just so sensitive to any adjustment you make. You have to really be spot on in a late model to be able to perform.
They really are, and that's the struggle with breaking into the class. If you don't have the funding to be able to hire or the support to be able to hire a crew chief or somebody that's been doing it for a long time and been to all the tracks that you go to and knows exactly what to do when. It's just something you gotta tough it out and learn. I guess like most things in life, you gotta struggle before you have success. So it's just one of them things. It's the top level of racing, and it's not going to be something that's easy to just hop in and have success.
Ben Nading rolling the top side, and Brandon Givens right now, the big mover in the 10B, trying to split the wicket with Shad Batter to the inside. Batter drifts up high, nearly pinches off the 10 of Brandon Givens, has to fall in line, but it does not hold Givens up at all. He shoots the gap. To the front he goes, up the track, gets in front of Ben Nading. We have a new race leader on the backstretch. Can he hang on to it through 3 and 4? Down the front stretch he comes, and indeed he will. He'll grab the lead, completing lap number 4. Shad Batter back to second. The 21 of Ben Nading now back to third. And then Gabe Hodges, who was deep in the field whenever he started this race. He was back around mid-pack in 6th, and now he is up trying to get up to the podium, and Jeff Cutshaw is there as well, the 98. Nearly unsponsored, 4-time track champion here at Lucas Oil Speedway. Took a couple years off, and he is now back. Had a good run whenever he came in for the Show Me 100, and now Jeff Cutshaw is up into the top 5. Didn't ask you your thoughts about how they set the starting grid for Saturday, going out the go-kart track, having the opportunity to run on soap. Have you ever ran on soap before?
No, that was the first for me. It definitely slicked the track up and made it a little more fun and a little more technical, I guess. You couldn't just hold it wide open and turn like you usually can on that track. But I'll take that over a redraw any day. That was pretty fun. I felt like watching, I was laughing the whole time, and even driving, I was laughing the whole time. So it was a blast.
So were you in one of the races you got to turn left, or did you have to turn right?
I got to turn left, unfortunately. When they turned them around and they were turning right, I think they had like 2 cautions right away, and I'm like, man, race car drivers just cannot turn right.
Pass around Shad Batter goes Gabe Hodges, so Gabe Hodges up to second.
Brandon Givens looks really good right now, running right through that middle.
The 10B up to the top spot. So we were talking about how the high line was working, the low line, and he's decided to break all of the stereotypes from the last race, run right in the middle, and it's working for him.
Yeah, it's interesting. Terry Phillips and Carlos were married to that top and married to that bottom, and he's just rolling right through that middle and pulling away.
When you're in a race like this, and let's say you find something that you think works, let's say you're running to the low side, you find some brown, do you just stay there until you have to move, or do you start searching around, just taking a chance to see if you can find anything better?
You're saying if you're in the lead, you're saying?
Yeah.
Well, I don't remember where he started. Do you remember where he started?
Givens?
Yeah.
He started back in third.
Okay, so it kind of depends. I mean, if you get to race a little bit before you get the lead, you usually kind of know where you got to be because you can judge your speed off other cars. But once you get the lead, it's really hard to tell what's fast and what's not. So I always like when we're redrawing or whatever, I always like to start second row versus first row, because usually if you start second row, if you get to the lead, you know where to be and you don't have to try and figure it out as to where. If you start in the front row, you do have to search around a little bit and you're really kind of guessing. Once you get the lap traffic, you can kind of use the lap cars to judge your speed, but I mean, you can't tell. It's really hard to tell in the car if you're 0.2 faster here or there. It's kind of a guessing game.
14 down, 6 to go, and Brandon Givens now has a challenger in Gabe Hodges. Gabe started back in 6th. The gas man has to get on the brakes instead of the loud pedal as the 10B of Brandon Gibbons got a little squirrely in front of him, had to check up to keep from making contact, went to the outside. They stay in the same formation, so neither driver really loses any major momentum, and the laps are starting to wind down for Gabe Hodges, and Brandon Gibbons likes the fact that those laps are running down, completing 16, 4 remain. One immediate lapped car in front of Brandon Gibbons, works to his outside. They might catch up with that next group of lapped cars before the final checkered flies. Around goes Gibbons, and some space now created as Gabe Hodges now a good 3 car lengths behind before they catch up with the 5 of John Briggs, which would be the next car to go a lap down. Again, the top 3 will transfer on, and Jason Pursley, the superintendent, just got by Shad Batter with 2 to go. So while the race for the lead may not be the important race, the race for third may be the one to keep an eye on. Jason Pursley has it right now. Shad Batter sits back and forth, and something has gone awry on Batter's car where that was a battle for third. Batter is now a good 10 car lengths behind Jason Pursley. White flag out, and Brandon Gibbons, a little birdie over my right shoulder, just told me that if Brandon Gibbons wins this race, it, I believe, may be his very first modified victory off of turn 4. If it's the case, congratulations, Brandon Gibbons. Modified win here at Lucas Oil Speedway in the second and final feature of the night from the Diamond of Dirt Tracks. He'll win it over Gabe Hodges. Jason Pursley able to hang on to the transfer spot. Alex Williamson, boy, you called that one, started dead last, got up to 4th.
Oh, wow, he did get to 4th?
Made the pass over Shad Batter, so the Iceman in 4th, Batter 5th. Then it's Cutshaw, Ben Nading, Ryan Middaugh, Kenton Allen, and Tyler Grooms. Our guest has been Jake Tim. Good luck to you tomorrow, my man. I know you missed the activities on Wednesday, but a strong showing last night. Good job in the go-kart race, and we'll look forward to talking to you and seeing you tomorrow.
Thank you, sir.